Hello, hello, and welcome to Melissa's Crafting Treehouse. I have got some fun in store for you tonight. I'm going to be sharing one of my favorite simple watercolor background techniques. Super quick and easy, but a lot of fun, great effects. And I'm also going to be showing you the Trucking Along stamp set, which is one of the online exclusive products available through Stampin' Up. So the online exclusive products don't appear in any catalog. You can only find them online, and it's a whole category. Yeah, so if you look on the online store, you'll be able to find them if you do a search for online exclusives. So I'm just going to take a quick look and see if I can find me here. Comment if you are joining in and let me know who's out there. Say a little bit about where you're from maybe, and what you're excited for about tonight. If you have something you're excited about. Do you like watercolor backgrounds? Anyway, while you guys join in case you don't know who I am Melissa Kerman of Melissa's Crafting Treehouse. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I've been a demonstrator for over 20 years. Love the craft, can't get enough of it, and sharing it with all of you guys. So I see that I am live here. Now I am streaming through StreamYard, so if you are joining in, please do give StreamYard permission to let me view that you are joining in. So it's just a really quick and easy process. You should see something on the screen asking you to allow StreamYard to let me view and see that you're the person joining in. Otherwise, it says Facebook user or something like that. Anyway, I see Megan has joined. Hi, Megan. Thank you so much for approving that StreamYard can see that it's you. Okay, so, oh, you love things all watercolor. Yes, all things. Yes, I love it too. Hi, Diane. Good to see you here. Welcome, everyone. Whether you're new to Melissa's Crafting Treehouse or been around forever and follow me, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. So just a couple little quick announcements, and then we'll get to the project. I'm going to actually switch my screen around and show you what I have on the screen. So again, I'm sharing a simple watercolor technique. Hi, Jolene. Good to see you here. And I'm going to be using this Trucking Along stamp set. And as I said, this is an online exclusive product, so you won't find it in any catalog. Now, I will tell you that the stamp set is available right now, but the punch, there was a run on them, I think. So the punch is not available until October, but you can do a lot of fun things just with the stamp set. So keep that in mind. I think the timing that I saw was that the bundle, which includes the punch, isn't going to be available until October. I know that's a long time to wait, but if you look at this, you'll see it's multi-seasonal. You can use it every single season for birthdays, summer, because you've got palm trees, springtime with flowers, and of course Christmas. So and the holidays. So it's a great bundle. All right, so quick little announcements here. So these are things going on. That's my current host code. As a reminder, please share this video, tag your friends, follow my Facebook page, like my Facebook page, and if you're on YouTube, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my page, my YouTube channel. Appreciate that so much. Couple quick things. Catalogs for my customers are in the mail, literally as of today. I had a friend help me get those out with labels, and all the Taste of a Sweet Product Shares menu is included in that mailing. This is the menu. Last week's Facebook Live featured the 36 products in the included in my product plus a bunch of others. So I showed, I think, around 50 different products last week in my video. So go check that out if you haven't seen it. And I am offering an early bird special for the Taste of a Sweet Share. So keep that in mind. I've also got a giveaway today. So I'm going to give away a free class kit. I have 2 of them to give away. I'm going to show you those in just a minute. Now this class kit is my inked and tiled class, which also doubles as my club class. So I have an online club, an in-person club, And then I also offer the class a la carte. Now, normally as a club member, you'd have to spend $55 in order to get the class kit in the mail for free. But I'm allowing people, because I have a couple of extra kits and I want to give them good homes. The first 2 people that order $40 in merchandise through me will get that one of the 2. The first 2 people will get the kits, right? You have to send me an email to this email address, create@melissascraftingtreehouse.com. Pretty easy to remember. Bring that up to the screen. And you do need to include the subject line, free inked and tiled kit. I'm saying that because you might place an order and you might not want the kit, right? So I want to make sure that if you place an order that you're doing it in part because you want the kit. Now, I only have 2. So if 2 people place an order, then the 3rd person, I'm sorry, out of luck. You've placed an order, you got some wonderful products, but I won't have a kit to send to you. So just so you know. So I'm going to show you that kit in just a second. Now, this is also a great time to buy the starter kit because if you're a demonstrator, we can pre-order products right now. So you can also get new products from the Stampin' Up! Mini catalog that comes out on September 6th in your starter kit. So it's a great time to join. And the project that I'm showing today, you're going to have access to a free PDF tutorial if you are a newsletter subscriber. My newsletter subscribers will get that PDF tutorial in next Wednesday's newsletter. I am planning to go live next week on Thursday for Facebook Live again. And again, share, tag, follow, like, subscribe, all those good things. Okay, that's the quick reminders. Okay, let's see what next. So I want to show you the kit that you're going to get and what it makes. So if you're a club member, you have already done the class. And this is the nice, neat kit. So you get materials to make 2 each of 3 beautiful designs. These are included on here. You've got your ribbon and your embellishments and all the goodies that you need to make the projects. You do need the inked and tiled bundle if you're going to use this kit effectively. You can always replace out what you have at home to make the projects. I had a team member do that last night because my team members get the electronic materials for my classes for free. So I had a team member who used something else, and it was quite beautiful what she chose to use. So just keep in mind that is an option. So here is one of the projects that the kit makes. So again, you get materials to make 2 of those. Here's the second one. And there is a technique that we're doing in here. I froze for a second. Heat embossing in any color, and also the rock and roll technique. And then there is project number 3. So again, the first 2 people that place a $40 order and in my online store and send me an email, again, with that subject line, free inked and tiled kit, will get that kit for free. There's no shipping. I will pay the shipping to get it to you. I just want to give those 2 kits a good home. And just know that joining club is always an option. And then you get other perks. You get free product at the end of the club cycle. So I'm trying to promote my club a little bit more. I offer it as an a la carte class, of course, as well. But the club just gives you that consistency, and you get kits every other month. So let's move on to the project. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Julia. So glad to see you here. I'm finally going to get into what we're going to make today. Okay, so let's put this aside for now. So here's the project. I did a sneak peek on YouTube and on Facebook and Instagram. So we're going to play around with doing this watercolor background. And then we're using some of the images, of course, in the Trucking Along stamp set and the punch as well. And I'm going to be trying to put something in that truck too, because there's some really cute things to put into the truck. All right. So we're going to start with a piece of watercolor paper, which is around here somewhere. There we go. Right there. I am actually going to move my white paper away. And I've got an acrylic block here. You guys may have seen me do this technique before. It's really simple, really fun. Love the effect. So I'm going to start with my Daffodil Delight ink pad. And I'm going to put it all along the bottom. I'm going to bring my white paper in just so that you can see this part. I'll move it away when I bring the water into the mix so you can see how much ink is on there. So I'm doing my yellow along the bottom. And then I've got some pumpkin pie. That was Daffodil Delight, the first color. And I'm going to do what I'm sort of visualizing is kind of like the sun on the horizon, you know, loosely. Yeah, let's see. Okay, there we go. All right, and then for my sky, I'm using Boho Blue. It's one of the in colors, 2325 in colors. Love this color. And that's going to go along the top. I'm not going to use a lot because this is going to kind of spread out. And I don't really want the blue to mix with the orange and yellow. If I mix blue with yellow, what am I going to get? I'm sure you guys know that. Okay, so there's a look at my block to start with. Okay, move the white away for now. Actually, grab a small scrap so that you guys can actually see what this is going to look like. Okay, so now I'm going to spray this, and I'm going to spray it generously. I'm going to do it off camera so I don't make a big mess. You know what? I'll do that. I'll do it on here, and I'll just wipe it away. So I'm just going to spray it, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do that. Start with that. I'm going to wipe this down. I got my space, and then I'm going to grab my watercolor paper and my block, and I'm just going to go ahead and going to justify a little bit towards the top. You see how it sort of smushes down in there, right? Now, if I lift it up this way, the blue is going to pull to the bottom. If I lift it up that way, the yellow and the orange is going to pull to the top. So what I really want to do for this one is I want to just go straight up. Now, I actually want the top to have blue on it too. So I'm going to go respray this. I'm going to do it off camera because I got my paper there. And I'm going to fill in the top with my blue. Okay, now I ended up kind of with a little line there, so I'm going to clean up my block. And I'm going to spray my block just with water because I want to add a little bit more water. And I'm going to go right through the middle. Really just trying to blend those colors and get some nice texture in there. Now I don't really want the green, so I can come in with my paper towel and kind of dab up the green. It's kind of really just going for the blues and the yellows, the orange. See, I got a little bit of yellow at the top, but you know, it's okay. This is organic. It's going to be whatever it's going to be. I'm going to take my water painter and just kind of move some of that around a little bit. I squeeze some water on there just to fill in that gap. And I'm going to just take a little bit away because it's got a little yellow in there. I don't really want that yellow up at the top. So there's what we got. Crazy kind of texture and a whole bunch of, I don't even know, like yellowy feathers going into the sky and orange. That's a crazy sky, isn't it? Anyway, fun. Each time you do this, it's going to turn out different. Now, I could have just kept my panel of color in the middle, but I wanted to fill up the top because I am actually going to fill the bottom in with some color as well. So that's why I did it that way. And you can use any acrylic block. I actually, if I wanted to cover the whole thing, I could have taken my biggest acrylic block, but I did want that space down at the bottom. This one is not quite wide enough, but you can use your acrylic blocks for this technique and have just a shape right in the middle, and it's really a lovely effect. All right, so I'm going to let this sit and dry. So I'm going to put that kind of off to the side because I can't do anything with it until it is dry. And then let's work on the truck. All right, bring in a couple of other ink pads. Hey, Lauralee. I'm going to catch the comments when you guys comment and say hello. So comment if you've used acrylic blocks before in the way that I described. I do. It's a really fun technique for getting a watercolor effect. All right, so I'm using my Tuxedo Memento Black. And I'm going to start with my outline of my truck. I'm going to ink that up. Now, with the photopolymer stamps, you kind of need this added foam mat to get a good image with some of them. So I'm going to just go ahead and put it down here and use this. It will help me to get a really nice crisp image. There's that. Now my truck is going to be Misty Moonlight, so slightly darker blue. Oh, I'm glad you've tried it, Laura Lee. You like, you've gotten some good effects with it, some fun effects. Yes. All right. So now I'm going to just point out with this stamp, the window is actually really shallow. So when you ink this up, if you press too hard, you're going to fill in your window with color. So you want to make sure that you ink it, but you can watch it as it inks up. If you guys can see that on there, probably I've frozen. Yeah. Now you can see that the window is retaining its clear, its clearness. There it is. You can see it better without it on the ink pad. If you press too hard, you will fill in that window. The first time that I did it, I definitely got ink all in the window. All right. So now when I go over my little truck here, the key thing to keep in mind is the window, because some of the lines on the image are intended to be highlights on the truck. So it's hard to know where to put it unless you pay attention just to that window. So there we go. You can see the little white highlights, shiny things over the tires and on the back of the truck, atop in the truck, et cetera, et cetera. So you can see that. Easy, super easy trick is just to line it up with the window and you're good to go. All right, so now I've got this image right here is actually the tires and is it a hubcap? No, the hubcap is in the middle. It's the tires and the little circle inside the tires, the center of the tire. Now this is hard to do unless you get your head right over it, so excuse my head. All right, so there's what I got. My left tire isn't quite filled in, so I'm going to live dangerously and go over the top. Since it's clear, I can do that pretty well. Now they're nice and crisp and black. Now Misty Moonlight will soften in color, so it'll get a little bit lighter as it dries. All right, so there's my little itty bitty cute truck. Let's go ahead and punch the truck out. All right. Now this punch also has a bunch of other little elements, so you can do these on for the tires, these for whatever the thing is that goes over the tire. I don't know what that's called. This little thing. and then I guess you can also like fill in the window with a color of some kind. But I haven't played with those parts yet. But something to do, right? Some options. All righty. So let's grab my sentiment piece next. So I've got a piece of Misty Moonlight here. No, this is not Misty Moonlight. This is Boho Blue. And I'm going to heat emboss it in white. Okay, so what the sentiment I'm using here is sending you sunny thoughts, which, you can, this is sort of I guess a springtime card is what I'll call it. I'm going to first use my embossing buddy on my Boho Blue cardstock. And then I'm going to ink it up with Versamark. And get it right there in the center. Just like so. Bring my white embossing powder in. Got a nice clean image there. No excess specks anywhere. And then let's go ahead and heat emboss it. Now I'm going to leave this down here on my table. There's not a lot to hold on to, but I'm going to hold it down with my paper piercing tool. Hope I'm not melting my foam. Huh? Seemed to do okay. Never actually heat embossed on my foam piece. Changed the color a little bit. Oh, maybe that wasn't such a good idea. But it still looks fine. Just looks a little different. Okay, so there's my sending you sunny thoughts. Cute, right? All right, next up, let's grab the card base, which is the Misty Moonlight. Now, I don't score my cardstock. I always get my points set up, push point to point, and then I turn it over, get my other side, point to point, pinch it, and then I do my scoring. Most often when I demonstrate, I actually have them folded already. And I realized the other day that that might be something people might find valuable. So I know other people really feel strongly to score it, but I always find when I score it that it's ever so slightly off, and I can see it's not lined up at the bottom. But usually when I do my little point-to-point trick, it's pretty perfect. So that's why I do it. All right, so I've got that. Got a layer there, extra little piece of green. Now I'm going to stamp my inside. I haven't decided what I'm going to stamp the inside. Maybe I should do a truck. I think I'll do a truck. Why not? And sometimes I like to have my inside be a lighter shade, so stamped off. So I might just try that. So let's see what we think. Now I'm going to need a piece of scrap paper here. I don't get ink on my foam. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to stamp it off. And then I'm just going to put it in the lower right-hand corner. And then I'll stamp off my Misty Moonlight as well. There's my Misty Moonlight. When I do the inside, I just want it to be a subtle accent. I don't want it to be too overpowering. So there, I've stamped it off. And now, again, lining up the window over the top. Love those clear stamps. So that's a lighter. It looks kind of like denim, doesn't it, when it's light like that? All right. And then we'll do the tires. I got to remember to stamp this off too. There we go. So you can see how it looks with the second stamping versus the full inking. So nice alternative, right? I could have done the light one for this as well if I wanted it to be a little softer. All right. What next? Let's move this stuff out of the way. So now we'll put my inside piece into the card. I'm going to actually grab one of these other images. There's this other image in the set. It's this one right here. That gives kind of like an underline to the the truck. So we'll stamp it off again because I'm doing everything stamped off on here. And I'm just going to do it right down at the bottom. I don't have a lot of room there. But you can see how it gives it a nice little ground. Looks like it has something it's sitting on, standing on, driving on. So I wanted to show you how to use that one. All right, let's go ahead and attach this to the inside of the card. Meanwhile, we're hoping that our background piece is going to be thoroughly dry by the time I get all this finished. Julia, you haven't seen the acrylic blocks for this technique. Oh, so wonderful. I'm so glad. I love it when I get to show something that someone hasn't seen. Very fun. Comment if you've gotten this set. I know that it's been out for a bit, and some fraction of people got the bundle when it was still available. But again, the stamp set itself stands alone, and it is multi-seasonal, which makes it very fun. All right, now here's my card. So just again back to where we're going with this. So let's grab our piece, see if it's dry, and it is. Looks pretty dry. Lots of yellow in there. Maybe I could use a little less yellow, but like I said, they're each going to turn out a little bit different. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab another color, my smoky slate, and that's going to be my road. So I am just going to actually squeeze my ink pad together to get some ink in the lid, just like that. Move those pieces out of the way so I don't get anything dirty. And then I'm just going to pick up some of that color. Just squeeze a little bit out so I get a sort of watery gray. And I'm just going to paint on some gray along the bottom. So I'm creating that, going right along the line. Now I've kind of got some light coverage on the bottom. And now what I'm going to do is using the tip of my water painter, I'm going to kind of create some more distinct lines, sort of streaks. Kind of make it feel more like a road. Now, let's grab my little truck here. My truck's going to go right around here. So where I want my dark spots to be is kind of near the bottom where the tire is going to be. So now that I've got that kind of visualized, I'm going to do some spots. Sort of ends up looking a little bit like a shadow. So there's my road so far. Really simple, quick and easy. All right, so now got my trees to do and my grass. So you can see here, there's this little grass image, and I'm going to do some of that along where the road meets the horizon, and that I'm going to do in Mossy Meadow. Yeah, there's a lot of great stamps in this set. I mean, so many images. Check it out. I played around with a bunch of these. I'm going to show you some of the other ones I did not include in this card, but did play with. So, okay, let's move that aside. Now, I'm going to just do some first and second inking. Right along that horizon line. grass along the bottom of along the side of the road. Okay, I'm going to use that again. All right, now we're going to add some little tree images. And I've got a Post-it note here because I want to do the heights of the trees, at different heights. And this allows me to make it look like they're all on the ground at the same, meeting the ground. So you can see on this one, that one's really close to the ground. It kind of looks a little odd. So I'm probably going to make that one a little bit taller. So, and actually the outline for the tree is Memento Black. So make sure we do that right. I did play around with doing the outside in full Mossy Meadow and then the inside in Stamped Off Mossy Meadow, the leaves that is. But I really liked it better with the black outline. So that's the way I'm going with it. So there's my first tree. And I want these trees to be different heights, just because I think that makes it look more natural. And I don't like that. All right, so there's my outlines of the trees. And now let's bring in our Mossy Meadow. I'm going to do full inking on this. Photopolymer make it so easy to line it up. All right. Now, I intentionally wanted to do the full inking because I'm going to go over this one more time because I didn't quite stamp it well enough on the right side. Because I'm trying to go over, right? I'm going over the colored background. So I want to make sure it's deep enough color so that the yellow doesn't show through. So that's why I chose to do the full inking for the leaves on the tree. All right, so that's what we got so far. All right, now, when I finished this card earlier today, I thought there needs to be something in that truck. And I played around with that a little bit, but didn't end up managing to figure something out before I went live. So I thought, why not just play with it while we're live? And what I'm envisioning is the flowers. So let's grab the flowers out of this set. And where did I put them? I did play with them a little bit earlier. So there's the little flower image. And okay. So we're going to stamp this on a scrap piece of paper. Now, I could, one option is to try to stamp it right onto that yellow, but it's a really bright, dark yellow, orange actually. So I'm actually thinking it's a little bit safer to stamp on a separate piece of paper and cut it out. So that's how I'm going to approach this. All right. Now I did the Memento ink, and so I'm going to need to grab some Blends alcohol markers, which I forgot to do. So I'm just going to go right behind me and grab a couple different colors. My Blends alcohol markers are up here. So I'm grabbing yellow, grabbing that. Let's see. All right. Back again. Okay, so I got some colors. I've got my Granny Apple Green. I'm thinking that the Mossy Meadow might be too dark on this tiny small image. I've got my Pumpkin Pie, Daffodil Delight, and the Real Red. And of course, these two colors are what I did in the background, so I thought it would tie in well. Okay, so let's do a little bit of coloring here. And I'm going to do just a little bit of each. So yellow. And the pumpkin, it's not like I need to blend or anything because this is a small image. Just want it to be bright enough so that it stands out. We'll see if we like this. Presents would also be very fun in the back of this truck, but since the sentiment is sending sunny thoughts, it just seemed right to do flowers. Okay. Not actually filling all the image all the way in, leaving a little bit of white space there. Coloring in is so easy with the blends, and especially when it's a tiny little itty bitty image like that, right? So just to visualize what that's going to look like, let's go ahead and grab a scissors and do a quick little fussy cut. Now, the bottom can be, you can leave the bottom because that's going to be behind the truck. And the tip that people always talk about is to move the paper, not the scissors. So that's what I'm doing. So who else out there who likes to fussy cut? Who likes to fussy cut and who doesn't? It seems like it's either one extreme or the other. Either you love it or you hate it. I like the effect. So I love it only in that I want the outcome. And I'm willing to do the work. Comment if you have any thoughts on fussy cutting. All right. Okay, so I'm going to leave that bottom portion because I think that's going to get hidden behind the truck. Let's see how that goes. See, that was not that fast. I mean, not that slow, right? Oh, Shelley, you hate fussy cutting? Depends on the image, yeah. So yeah, just generally, it's not like perfect or anything, but it's going to do. And I think it'll be really cute. So we can compare it with and without. And you can decide whether it's worth it or not. Now, is also another way you can do it. Like I said, if I didn't have that bright yellow or orange in the background, I could have just stamped it right onto the background. And that would have made it a whole lot easier, right? Because then I wouldn't have had to do that portion. But so I'm going to just grab some glue dots, and I'm going to put those, I'm going to put them on the right on the back side of the truck at the top where the flowers are going to go. It's easier to pick it up with my paper piercing tool and put it down the other way. So there we go. Now I like to use my silicone craft mat whenever I got adhesive in the mix, because this way I can just lay that down and don't have to worry about it sticking to my work surface if I lay it down. So there's my cute little flowers. Aren't those cute? I think it looks really cute in there. Okay. All right. Now let's go ahead and attach this to its base layer. So I've got it on a piece of boho blue. We'll attach our truck. Now I've got some glue dots sticking out there, so I kind of want to put a dimensional to cover it. I'm going to use one of these small dimensionals just so that it doesn't stick down unevenly. You ever use your paper piercing tool to pick up the backings on your dimensionals? I'll take them off. It can be really easy. All right. So let's get our truck down here. So cute. Got my sentiment. Kind of close to the top is where I want it. All right, and then we got our card base. Now, you can use dimensionals or not on this. I'm going to go ahead and use dimensionals on my the card that you see that I've finished. I actually used 2 layers of cardstock scraps in behind to pop it up. So I didn't want it popped up too much, but we're going to see what it looks like and we can compare. See what we think. Got a garbage pail right down to my left, so I keep putting those dimensional backings back there. All right, so that's going to get centered on the top, kind of about the same edge on the top and the left and right, maybe a little bit more on the top. And then I've got this tiny little strip of Old Olive. I just felt like it needed a little touch of green somewhere else. Now I've got them in the flowers, but they were also just needed something else on the bottom, fill it out. So I decided to add in this little bit of Old Olive. The Mossy Meadow was really dark, so I chose to use a lighter green. Old Olive looks really nice with the Mossy Meadow. Now it's oozing out a little bit. So we're just going to wipe that away. Trim off the back because that's hanging off the edge a little bit. And there we go. A little truck on the inside. What do you guys think of the little flowers in the truck versus the no flowers in the truck? So that's what we got. Now, I want to show you something else that I played with. So I'm going to actually, don't gasp, I'm taking this off. I didn't actually fully attach it. Oh, you love the flowers, Lauralee? I know they're adorable, right? So I didn't fully attach this because I wanted to show you the back. I have this really bad habit of doing the front and the back, and then I have to pick which one I like. But the back, I did a couple of other things, so I wanted to show you that. So on the back, I stamped the flowers right onto the piece because it was a lighter background. You can see this is just darker blue, darker yellow, and that was a little bit more subtle. I also used the little gate in the stamp set, which is adorable. And I stamped a couple of different, trucks. So I've got my little gray truck, could be one option. And then I was originally playing with this to be Christmas. Of course, that'd be covering the flowers, right? And then I looked at it and went, wait a minute, there aren't green leafy trees at Christmas. So let's see, where's this? So this was going to go up here. And I was like, oh no. But I will say, if anybody's watching from Australia, in Australia, their Christmas time is summer. So this might actually work perfectly for you if you live in Australia. So, just, it could fit, right? And I love the little red truck. So cute, right? So anyway, I opted to use this side, but there's an alternative idea on the back. And when I did this, you might notice the trees look like they're in behind the gate. So I stamped the gate first, masked the gate, stamped the trees. Those were done with full inking of the Mossy Meadow for the outline and stamped off for the inside of the leaves. And then I just took a Mossy Meadow marker and I drew the lines where they would be showing through the gate. So it looked like they were in behind. So another little trick, little nifty trick for you. And you can see here, this was actually the second inking. So I inked up my block and I stamped it, did this side, and then sprayed the block, and then I stamped the back side. So it was a much lighter color. So if you like the more subtle sky look, this would be the way to go. And again, of course, you can stamp the flowers or whatever image you want right onto the piece if it's a lighter background. So there's a couple of little fun tips for you on using this stamp set, and I'll attach that more permanently later. All right. You love the background? Yay, so glad. Melissa, you think it's a cute card. Wonderful. You like the flowers. I know. So the only one I didn't play with the palm trees. I didn't play with the presents. Those look like plants of some kind. Didn't play with that. I guess it's like farmer's market kind of thing. So lots of fun images to play with. And then this image right here overlays over the flowers. It just doesn't color in the foliage. It just colors in the flowers anyway. So there's so many things, the little clouds and great bunch of sentiments. Such a fun little set. I couldn't resist but get it. So there you go. All right. Just a quick little recap on the reminder. So there's all the summary of all the things going on. Remember to share, tag, follow, like, subscribe, all the good things. I appreciate it when you do that. And remember, if you place an order, first 2 people to place an order. Is that the wrong one? Yeah, that's the wrong one. Where did the other one go? It's buried under everything else. There you go. So if you place, first 2 people who place an order of $40 in merchandise through me on my online store, use the host code, please, if it's less than $150. If it's more, do not, because you'll get host rewards. Plus, you'll have the benefit of getting the kit from me. And then remember to send me an email to create@melissascraftingtreehouse.com. Let me know with the subject line free inked and tiled kit. And if you're one of the first 2, you will get the materials to make 6 cards to each of these 3 lovely designs. There's a PDF tutorial, and there's also a video replay of the class that actually the class was last night on Zoom. So that I'm going to be sending to those people who participated in the class and club members. That will go out tomorrow. Running a little bit behind. It's supposed to go out today, I think. Anyway, let me just switch over to me. I can say a quick little goodbye. So thank you guys for joining me. I hope you loved the project and are inspired. And whether you use the Trucking Along stamp set or anything else, right? You could do that watercolor background with so many different things. So I hope you'll enjoy playing with that. And let me know if you do. Let me know what you create. I love to know. So yes. Okay. So I will be back next Thursday, August 24th. It's like so far away. You're not going to be able to see that, but I'll be back next Thursday, same time, same channel, 7 p.m. Eastern time with another fun project. I'm going to be taking the week after that off because I'm going to visit my daughter that's the Labor Day weekend up in West Virginia. So my husband and I will be going, and so I won't be doing a Facebook Live on the 30th. I think that would be, yes, 31st to 31st. Can't believe it's mid-August. Oh my gosh, crazy. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. And again, I hope you're inspired to create, and I will see you next time. Bye, everybody. Mwah. You're welcome, Lauralee. I'm glad you liked the card. Oh, that's right. Full of hearts. Okay. Yes. That was one of the images in there was hearts. How did I miss that? Maybe that's this one. Oh, there you go. That must be the one that's hearts. Or maybe you put in another thing for hearts. I don't know. I can't even tell what that looks like. It doesn't look like hearts. Anyway, hearts is a lovely thing to fill your trucks with. Enjoy. All right, everybody. Bye.